Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, and today is March 25th. Xur has arrived. He is in the tower, he is up in the corner of the hangar, and most of his stuff is still not great, because all the armor, still terrible collection rolls, all the same broken stuff. The exotics, if you don't have them and you want to experiment with them, and you have a lot of shards, you could at least add them to your collection. But I will tell you, all of these are terrible rolls. You've got Foe Tracer for marking targets for the Hunter, buffs damage to low health marks. You've got faster sprinting and chain melee damage, Dune Marchers. I think they got nerfed a little bit or they were broken, but they should be working correctly now for Titans. And then Ophidian Aspect, improved weapon ready, reload, and melee range for quite a few things. So the Ophidian Aspects, I know people love those things in PvP. If you buy these, you're obviously going to want a better roll later on, but if you want to experiment and see how they feel, you got enough legendary shards to do so, not a bad thing. For the weapon, we've got Telesto, not a bad weapon. It's honestly a fun pulse rifle, doesn't really have the issues of range because the particles travel, attach, and then explode, so there's no range fall off on this fusion rifle. If you can attach enough projectiles, you are kind of good to go. It tends to break the game every so often, but it's still fun. For your exotics real quick, because these are short and sweet, Dead Man's Tale, Snapshot Sights, not worth the currencies that it's asking for. As for the Hawkmoon, I think some people could probably make the, some could make the argument for Killing Wind. Because if you got increased mobility, weapon range, and handling after you get a kill, and if you use this in PvP, for example, I know there's some skilled people who would, you get that kill, you have better mobility for that ADS strafing, now you've got more range on a hand cannon that's already pretty solid on range, and handling as well, plus bonus range here. So overall, not a bad Hawkmoon roll for a very PvP-specific player. I don't know if it's worth it for a lot of people on, you know, the Cypher and the Shard and everything, but I know there are certain people who might be looking for this specific roll. As for the weapons, so we've got a Nightwash with Subsistence and Explosive Payload. You've got range or extended mag, depending on how you prefer. You've got small bore, and you've got corkscrew rifling. Subsistence for just like killing low-level ads actually can work fairly well on a scout rifle. You've got scout rifles having to deal with barrier, and you've got explosive payload. Barrier and explosive payload, basically this counts as basically 2 hits when it comes to the barrier or, you know, the champions of that style. So it's not a bad option, and subsistence for just sitting there plinking on the old enemies works. Again, this is not a new scout rifle, so it doesn't have an origin trait, but this is not a bad roll. If you don't have a great scout rifle and you need one in your kinetic slot, especially for things like barrier champions, consider this one. I've definitely seen worse, so if you're lacking in the scout rifle department, this isn't bad. Overflow and Osmosis on an SMG. I don't know if this is really going to do anything. Amazing handling, and with Overflow and Osmosis, this is only going to be a PvE roll, but overall, not really exciting for me. Feeding Frenzy and Disruption Break. Disruption Break, you break a shield on something, then you can switch over to something more powerful like your kinetic slot or your heavy. Probably your kinetic if you got a sniper up there. Get some bonus damage. Feeding Frenzy with some kills. It's okay, but again, not really worth like logging in for example. Feeding Frenzy and Opening Shot. Quick Draw and Multi-Kill Clip. It's like these are half PvE, half PvP rolls. Opening Shot on a sniper rifle. That can actually be legit very good. Feeding Frenzy on a sniper rifle. You're not exactly going to shoot a bunch of things in the head like low-level enemies or Guardians. If you shoot Guardians, you're probably out of ammo, so there's not a lot of Feeding Frenzy. And if you're shooting little things in the head that you can just pop, 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 you're probably using your sniper rifle wrong in PvE. Same thing here. Quick Draw and Multi-Kill Clip. Quick Draw for a sniper rifle feels pretty good to improve the handling. Multi-kill clip, probably not getting multiple kills, reloading the magazine, and then getting good damage on something. So neither of these snipers really do anything for me. Mulligan on a machine gun, unfortunately, is just kind of a wasted perk that could be used better on pretty much anything else, whether it be Vorpal or just anything that adds any damage or explosions. Most things are going to be better than Mulligan. And then finally, Surplus, not a bad perk, as your abilities are up, which are going to be pretty frequent. Handling, reload speed, and stability for each fully charged ability. And Vorpal, which is 20% on primary weapons. Unfortunately, you're not going to be doing all the damage with Vorpal. And again, especially for unstoppable champions, if you want to plink one down with a pulse rifle, that's fine. I will usually stun with a pulse rifle and switch to something else so I can just take that champion out quickly. So literally the only thing I would consider this week is Subsistence Explosive Payload on your Nightwatch, which it's not bad. And I'm sure there's an argument for Killing Wind on Hawkmoon. But outside of that, they are all collections. If you don't have any of these exotics and you've got plenty of shards, you could buy one, experiment, see if you like it, and see if it's worth grinding lost sectors and stuff for. Other than that, that is Zer. I'm going to be streaming a bunch of Elden Ring, so come hang over on twitch.tv/Ebontis. If you want to find me on Twitter, it's Ebontis there. Right here on YouTube, if you enjoyed this one, drop a like below, leave a comment. If you guys haven't subbed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the alert bell. Still going to have Destiny content coming to you as well. And those of you who are Patreons or YouTube channel members, thank you for that extra support. All of you are amazing. See you soon. Hopefully I'll see you in Twitch chat tonight.